how can we build chemistry in 2 weeks with players from 2 different completely styles of play?
The Montana-Tanzania exchange had a mission: to bring together 2 groups from opposite sides of the globe to play the greatest game, soccer.
The game is incredible in the way that it impacts lives.
High school players from Montana joined players of all ages at the New Vision Sports Club in Arusha, Tanzania. They explored culture, community, and sportsmanship.
And it was pretty cool to see it all come together.
When the 2 groups arrived, the coaches didn't know how the players would come together.
They understood each other even though they couldn't speak the same language.
Yeah, everybody was there for the same reason: have fun and play good football.
Really weird, actually. It's like there's not a language barrier. It's great. It's awesome.
Soccer or football is the common language.
But as they played and trained and shared the game, all differences dissolved and the players emerged just as everyone hoped, as a team.
I got to work with the Bozeman kids and my group, so that was fun too. Just working with, I think it was like 55 kids or something like that, so running just a massive practice.
To get to see the Bozeman kids, like, faces light up to get to play with these kids, but like to see like our kids' faces just like light up to like with the fact that like, oh my gosh, these kids want to play with me.
I was really happy that when we formed the teams, we did do the combination teams where we had the Americans playing with the Tanzanians.
It was really important to me that we didn't have an American team and a New Vision team, but we consolidated the players. We had to come up with a style and a vision that was going to enhance the Montana players' strengths and hide their weaknesses, and yet also enhance the New Vision players' strengths and hide their weaknesses. I worked side by side with the New Vision coaches, who are brilliant, and really came up with some amazing ideas and solutions and things that I didn't even think about.
They had to figure out how to play a different kind of soccer and how to play it with the people who know how to play that type of soccer.
They don't go down. It's crazy. Like, you go back to the States and you'll be putting a little bit of pressure on some guy's back and he'll go down. Here it's like, you don't go down unless you get hacked or like tripped like really bad. So I don't know, I think it's good for us, honestly.
A big difference between American players and Tanzanian players, we're used to being in a box, right? Confined. And then you go down there, well, they do need the cones. They need the cones like every 3 feet because they're not used to being cooped up in a box. They're free players. They have this like natural embedded passion for the game.
The players were so athletic and so quick.
Most of the game is using your body and being physical, and that's how you win the ball. And then they're also super saucy with their moves, and their passes are super crisp. So
often when I play with players from developing countries, it's a very individualized style of play. It was far from that. It was team ball. It was great.
From like the beginning of the week to the end of the week was a night and day difference.
New Vision Sports Club founders Nathan and Emily spent years cultivating an incredible community where football served as a pillar for growth. It was time for New Vision to expand and host their first tournament. Teams from all over Tanzania joined to play in the Pamoja Classic.
We've not run a tournament before. We've talked about it for, I think, 3 years as a program, wanting to host our own because we've attended local tournaments. And so I was so happy and so thankful that like this happened in conjunction with like the Bozeman group. There was a lot of logistics, there was a lot of, but like I thrive on that. I loved it. And so honestly, like getting the opportunity of hosting such a big team and like that had so many of these little things at some points was before I was like, oh my gosh, this is so stressful. This is like, oh, so many things. But then once I was actually here and getting to do all those things, I was like, this is totally where I thrive. I love this. So it was awesome.
With soccer as the common language, They trained together and formed 2 teams combining the players from New Vision and Montana. What came next was incredible soccer.
To just see that excitement and to hear all these fans like blowing their horns and the coaches on the other side over at the building blowing their horns and everyone screaming and yelling.
I just want to say thank you to everyone that came. Thank you for helping New Vision Sports Club put our first tournament together.
I thought they played well together.
Well, they played beautifully, and that was so obvious.
Yeah, they worked so well together. It was shocking. 2 different completely footballing cultures. One's all about speed and physicality, and the other's more about showmanship.
The level of focus and connection that those players like built with each other was really awesome. It was really awesome.
The goal of the whole trip was that football was to bring them together, and that's what it did.
It was almost kind of effortless.
The Montana-Tanzania exchange left a lasting impression on everyone. An impression that will shape the futures and outlooks of all who took part.
Super weird. It feels like home right now. So something I'll never forget is these people and how special they are.
Watching a kid show up who doesn't have any shoes, and the 5 days that we were there, he wore the exact same clothes, and whatever ball he had in his hand, whether it be a trash ball or an empty water bottle that he could kick around, that kid was happy. That kid was thrilled that he had an opportunity to play.
You're making me miss Tanzania right now.
Me too, man. Me too. Me too. Holy cow.